Founder of Cyber Trading University. Cyber Trading University, I started close to over 25 years ago. I started one of the first online schools in today's industry where we focus mainly on day trading. What makes us so different than other schools is that we're just not your typical school that's just going to teach you how to trade. We're going to go out there and be part of a family, be part of a team. We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Elaine Forney, and I'm actually living in North Kingstown, Rhode Island right now. Well, I'm actually retired, so what I do for a living is I'm a trader. That's what I'm doing now for a living.
My name is David, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm retired. Right now I was in aerospace with Boeing.
My name is Richard Serrano, and I'm from East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. I'm a network field engineer, and I do telecommunications.
My name is Phil Scheib, and I am from Alaska. I am retired locomotive engineer.
My name is Leanne Jack, and I grew up in Appleton, Wisconsin. So I'm a web designer and a front-end developer.
My name is George Brooks. I am originally from New Jersey. Been in IT for the last 33 years. And in between that, still cutting down trees, climbing trees, and all that other stuff in between.
My name is Terrell Lee. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I work at a small used car lot just to get out of the house.
I discovered this whole community of traders in the trade room, which, I was sitting in front of my computer at home all by myself, and now all of a sudden here is this community out there, which I found very generous. Everybody was so supportive and welcoming. It just really blew me away.
What makes us so different than other schools is that we're just not your typical school that's just going to teach you how to trade. We're going to go out there and be part of a family, be part of a team. We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Josh Levitin. I'm from Bethpage, New York, and I'm the senior instructor here at Cyber Trading University. What makes our on-site class so great, aside from the networking aspect of it all, just having our students meet each other for the first time, is the fact that myself and Fausto are very hands-on with our students in the sense of just being able to literally overlook their shoulder and watch their trade, what they're focused on from their platform.
Some news came out and the thing just popped.
While I can comment on what they should focus on online, they might not be able to understand that as well compared to having us right there in front of them.
I kind of like the idea of not being in front of a computer 8 hours a day, because I can't do that. So I kind of like the idea of doing it in the morning and then going to do all the other stuff I need to do.
Everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner. Yeah, it's like it's not worth it.
When I spoke to Fausto on the phone and he interviewed me, the thing he said the hardest thing for me to do would be to unlearn the things that I previously learned. And it turns out that's 100% true. And the stuff that I'm learning from him and from Josh and everybody has really made all the difference in the world in understanding what a day trader is and how it actually works.
Fausto and the staff at CTU University, they're really on top of everything. They give you good trade choices, and they keep you alert onto whatever's happening in the market at the time for the day.
Right, so we made a profit. What did I just say earlier? Just take the money and run, because guess what? If you didn't take it, how would you be doing right now? Now you're losing money. You're just trying to make that day's pay. That's all you're looking to do. You got it, you made it. Listen, for every stock, if that kept on going, for everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner.
I don't think you're going to find a better support team in the stock trading business anywhere. That's why I'm here at the platinum level.
A lot of people want to go out there and trade and don't know if it's for them or not. And guess what? That's okay, because it's not. And the thing you have to look at is you have to find a mentor, you have to find a school, you have to sample a couple of things with a couple of schools out there, do a couple of classes, and you make the choice. But don't make the biggest mistake that people make. Go out there and be part of 90%, maybe even higher, of the failure rate in today's industry, because people want to try it before they learn. I mean, would you ever want someone to work on your loved ones that never went to med school? Or how about just giving your finance money to some financial planner that never learned finance? We are no different, but you are on the right path. The right path is you should be doing it on your own. And by doing it on your own, you need a mentor to show you how to do it. And that's what you're going to get here at Cyber Trading University. All right, everybody, let me do a quick audio check. Could everyone hear me loud and clear? Just want to see if everybody can hear me okay. Just give me a chat back. All right, perfect. All right, so let me just get the webcam up and running, and we should be ready to go. All right, can everybody see my, there we go. Hopefully the webcam is working. Can everybody see me okay? All right, good. All right, welcome everybody. My name is Fausto, and welcome. Hopefully you enjoyed that quick little brief demonstration of, just some students that we had, just to hear what their experience at Cyber Training University. But you know what? I hope that you're going to be one of them, because I really love changing people's lives. When I started, I've been doing this for 25 years, and I was a little pup, about 22 years old. I was semi-retired at the age of 24. And, obviously it's not healthy to be very, be retired at that age. So I want to kind of I know there's a lot of us out there that are older, maybe, seeing the market. You see there was a correction today. We got a little bit of a bounce. Is this the bounce? Is it over? The big thing is you have to know how to play the game. That is everyone's biggest issue. So today, what I'm about to teach you is I'm going to show you how to do entries and exit points by following the big money. Now, if you've been following me on YouTube, if you've been following me on Twitter, or maybe you're a new old trial member, I'm going to invite every single one of you to come join my professional trading room that I started 25 years ago. Now, this is the original trading room. Now, there's a lot of them popping around, but this is the original one that I started. And obviously, you're going to see what it's like, because we do practice what we preach. All right. But I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my staff's time. I want to make sure that this is something that you want to do. Now, I know a lot of you here have been trying futures and Forex and options, and you're all over the place. But you know what? We always tell everybody, go out there, like I just said in that video, try a little bit of everybody's stuff, and then come back to us, and you'll see why we've been in business for so long and why our traders have been so successful over the years. But I want to remind everybody, there's always a warning, okay? Listen, previous students are not a guarantee that you're going to be successful. Trading, there is a very high risk, and we make no guarantees and no promises. And what we're going to talk about right now is specifically for educational purposes. So please do not try anything we're talking about, whatever it is. I'm just here to not just, entertain you, but to educate you. That's what it's all about, because I'd rather you know if this is something you want to do before you get out there and make that big mistake. Now, I want to start off with a couple of stocks that we're moving this morning. I want to bring up an execution system and just really briefly just show you what's been trading. Now, obviously, you can see we're looking at a stock called Space. Stock is doing very well. Went from $42 to $50. Okay. And you're like, it's expensive. I don't know if this is really for me. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm going to show you stocks, not like stocks like Space. How about a stock like Carve that we traded today? Carve, this stock literally started this morning, went from $17 all the way up to about 38. Okay. Now, I'm going to just pop up my morning watch list over here so you guys can copy and paste. I don't know if you guys were watching my YouTube video, but, we do a live broadcast every morning at 9 a.m. We're live on YouTube and Facebook. We're also live in our trading room. But listen, our biggest number one stock that we liked was CARV. Now, you're probably asking me like, okay, where did you get it? How did you know it was going up? That is what I'm going to show you. Okay. And there are a lot of them out there. There was actually even a better one yesterday called Egg, which is one of the meme stocks out there. Let me just bring it up. Newegg. And Newegg, you could see yesterday, we've been watching this stock for the last couple of days, and this stock literally went from $10 to $20. Yesterday, ran from $29 all the way up to $70, okay? Could you imagine if you just had 100 shares of that stock? 100 shares, 30 minus 70 is a $4,000 profit. Do that every day, you're talking $1 million. Now, I'm not here to make, blow smoke and say you could have made this, made that. But if you bought it at 35 and you sold it at 40, you know what I mean? You still could do well. You don't need a lot of money to do this, but there's a lot of stocks out there that did move, and we're going to talk a little bit about them. Actually, there's one really moving pretty nicely right now. This one was also a pretty nice one this morning. Very cheap stock, $2.70, XELA, went from 270 all the way up. Look, we're into 390. 390.
okay? So I don't want to waste anybody's time. Let me just get right into it and show you how we do it. But listen, I know a lot of you here are yes, I did buy it, Gary, and if you're in my trading room, you'll see it. But once again, I have staff here to answer your questions. I'm going to try to answer questions personally myself, but I have my instructors that are going to be able to answer your questions in here live. So what are we going to learn right now? How to follow the big money. We're going to talk about total view, AK level 3. I'm going to talk about why 90% of the traders struggle to make a consistent profit in trading and why it is such a big failure rate. Why every trader needs to understand something called time and sales, which is a what I call a tape reader. That's what I am. And how to read the chart correctly. Do you know that almost 80 to 90% of you reading them backwards? And I don't care how much money you spent. I don't care how many indicators you learned. I don't care where you went to school. I'm telling you right now, when I show you this, it's going to blow your mind because you've been focusing too much on the past. That's not always indicative of the future. So just to let you know, I am here because I love trading. I love trading. I love teaching people how to trade, but I'm also here to recruit traders, okay? Because the way I became very successful is I got lucky. I got a job as a trader and they saw something in me. They gave me a shot and I did very well. And that's how I became very successful. But to be a good trader, you have to surround yourself with a team. So I'm looking for people I could trade here that I could teach this to so we could trade together. So please keep an understanding, don't misconstrue. This is not something that, you know, it's like here teaching, this is a Fausto secret and you go on your own. We're looking for people we could train so you can learn how to think for yourself and trade for yourself. Now, just to let you know, I think I just mentioned this about CTU. We've been around since 1995. We're the longest running school in the industry. We're also endorsed by every brokerage firm in the industry for doing it so long. So here's a copy of my trading room. You basically can see this, what it's going to be. This is where you guys are going to come at the end of today's webinar, and hopefully you're all going to have a great time learning from it. So let's begin. What do you say? Let's talk about some of the stocks, okay? Before the market opened up, I want you to look over here down the bottom. Hold on, let me get my little crayon here so you guys can follow along. I always forget to get the pointer. There we go. Okay, here's my pointer. See my little red dot? Okay, so here's a stock, U1 and Carve, okay? So you can see right here how the stock literally went from right around here, the U1 at 730 went from 780 all the way to 980, okay, at 8 o'clock. We start trading early pre-market. By the way, does anybody here trade pre-market? Anybody here trade pre-market? Just want to look at it. I've got a bunch of people here I want to see. What about you, Erica, Amanda, Bob? Not usually. Pamela? Okay. Looks good. Sounds good. Bob. Well, they were great moves. I mean, here's that stock that I just told you that we ran to almost 40 this morning. This stock was a Carvey. It ran from 7 o'clock in the morning, ran from $12. Even if you showed up at 8 o'clock in the morning when it was at 17, look where it went. It went all the way to 20. So one of our biggest strategies is that, and this is where people get themselves in trouble, is that some brokerage firms will not let you trade until 9:30. And that's the difference between online brokers and direct access brokers, okay? So what we teach you what to do is we're going to show you how people put orders out there, and brokerage firms, believe it or not, are actually trading against you, okay? They got a guarantee order from you, and they're going to go out there, they're going to try to buy it, and they're going to sell it to you for a profit. Ever thought about why they give you free ticket charges? You know, say like, why is it free? There's a catch, and that's what the catch is. Because if you wanted to buy card and you bought it, they'll buy it 16, they'll sell it to you at 20, they'll make themselves $4, but you got a good deal, you got a free ticket, okay? Now here's when the market opens up. U1, right out of the gate, 8:30 all the way to $11. Carve, $18 at 9:30, boom, within the first 5 minutes, went all the way to 36. Look at that, less than 30 minutes. Okay, this is why people love day trading. This is why people like, how did you find these stocks? How do you know they're going to go up? How do you know they're going to continue? How did you know not to trade the ones you found earlier? It all starts by following the money. That is the big thing. It's not a Fibonacci. It's not a MACD. It's not any of that stuff. It's all about following the money. Now, history repeats itself. Before I show you how we follow that money, I want to talk about one stock really quick. U1. back on 6/17/20. I'm going to give you guys a link. If you go on my YouTube channel, exactly at this time of the year, the same thing that happened with U1 when I did a video on that, and I put the YouTube video, go back and watch that video, and then you'll see how history repeats itself, how we knew it was going to move again today. Okay? So I'm not going to sit there and I want to, go over that video. When you got time, watch it, and you'll see like, holy crap. Fausto did call this stock back then, and it ran from $10 to $40, and U1 did another big move right around this time, same type of thing. That's what you learn. Carve, same thing. We'll go back to the video. Click on that video, watch it, because those two stocks were on the same time of the year, and they did the same thing they did this year. That's basically what's called a short squeeze, okay? Now, if you don't know what a short squeeze is, you better learn what it is quickly. It's not scary. It's not dangerous. You just got to make sure you're not the one that's getting squeezed, okay? You heard about all those meme stocks, or the Reddit stocks, the Wall Street bet stocks you're hearing about, the AMCs, what's the other one? The AMCs, you got the GameStops, you got Bed Bath & Beyonds, all those. That's what they all are. That's what they all are, and that's what we do. And here's Carve, by the way. That's that video really quick. Went from 6 to 28 and came right back down. So this is why majority of traders fail. They just don't use the proper tools. They're worried about news. They're worrying about indicators. These are the tools that you need, and then I'm going to show you how to utilize them. You need a scanner, which is going to give you the big percentage gainers and losers. You're going to need a basic, simple, no indicator chart, okay? You're going to need something called total view, and you're going to need something called time and sales. That's it. 4 things, not the 17,000 different things that these brokerage firms want to give you. You open up a brokerage account, and all of a sudden it's like, what the hell is it? It looks like almost like you're going to land the space shuttle, okay? You don't need a lot of data. I mean, I used to trade on a 15-inch monitor, okay? Remember those ugly tube monitors? And I used to have one of these things up at a time. You don't need all this crazy stuff. The more you think, the less you're going to trade, the harder it is to know when to get and when to get out of it. So let me talk a little bit about these couple of things here. So first thing we'll talk about is a scanner, okay? So you're probably asking, Fausto, how did you find those stocks this morning? So let me just bring up my scanner really quick and just show you what we got going on here. So the biggest winner right there is Carve. Okay, you see that big percentage gainer right there? Carve. Okay, so Carve, Argo, U1, they're all in the big percentage gainers. They're all there. Okay, so you got to have a good watch list, a big percentage gainers and a big percentage losers. That's all you really need. Gainers and losers. That's all. Okay, now, what we teach here at CyberTrade University is you're probably looking at how do you know which one is going to give you the one you want to trade? Well, you got to know which one is going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward, okay? Some of those stocks will have very big spreads. Some of those stocks will get pretty volatile, meaning they'll go up and down really quickly. You got to know what level you're at, all these things. So, out of those 28 stocks, we're probably going to find maybe 2 or 3. Remember, you only need one to make a day's pay, okay? And yes, Gary, this is running during pre-market and also after-market, absolutely, okay? Which, by the way, I'm going to show every single one of you, when I told you you're going to get invited in my trading room, and you're going to see us how we do it. And we start at 8 o'clock in the morning. Imagine everyone's still trying to figure things out. They're like, I can't do anything till 9:30. Well, guess what? We're already in it. Now, so how do you know when to buy these stocks? Okay, or maybe when to short. So let's go back to U1 and CARV. These stocks make big runs, and you don't want to be the guy that bought at 38 and you sell it at 22, okay? You don't want to be like this stock, this one, the one right here, the Carve, and it goes from, 8 or 11. These things can go up very, very quickly, and it can come down very quickly. So I want to start off talking about the number one tools that we use, which is here at Cyber Trade University, is let's start off with something called level 2. All right. Now, I just have a question to ask everyone here. Does anybody here using something called level 2? Just give me a yes or no. Brad says no. Peter says yes. Robert says no. No. James, you're using it. Scott, you're using it. Come on, guys. There's almost 200 people in here. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Okay. So if you're using it, let me just tell you right now, you're wasting your time. It's worthless. It's been outdated since the 90s. Okay. But it seems very exciting. Let me talk a little bit about it. Let me educate some of you what we're looking at. And then you're going to see something that's going to really be disturbing when I show you right after this slide. So let me get my crayon here. Let me explain to you what we're looking at. So we're looking at a stock called Rice. Okay, whatever, who cares? The symbol is right. The stock right here is trading at the last price right here was at $14.51. That's what the stock is trading at the right now. So that is called level 1. That's what that's called, level 1. Level 1. Looks like a 2, but it's a 1. Now, when you look at a ticker on a TV station and all that, that's called the first level of the stock, okay? Now, what is level 2? Well, when you look at a stock, you got buyers and you got sellers, okay? The bid of the buyers, the ask is the sellers. You have 3 columns. Column 1 is a 4-letter abbreviation of the brokerage firm. The second column is the price that he wants to buy it for. And the third column is how many shares that brokerage firm or that exchange, like NASDAQ or ARCA, wants to buy. Everything there is multiplied by 100. Now, whoever wants to buy Rice for the most amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to buy it for less money is down at the bottom. Whoever wants to sell Rice for the least amount of money is up on top. Whoever wants to sell their shares for more money is down at the bottom. So basically what you're looking at is a big chat room. It's basically what it is. It's a chat room, okay? The problem with level 2, it's not showing you all the orders around the world. It's only showing you the best bid and best offer. For example, if you look right here, there's a New York Stock Exchange, okay? On the New York Stock Exchange, okay, somebody wants to buy 100 shares at $14.51, and somebody's looking to sell 100 shares at $14.52. But there are more people who are trading on the New York Stock Exchange. That is only the highest price. What about the guy who wants to buy it at 47? How about the guy who wants to buy 24? There might be 100,000 shares looking to be bought there at that price. Why? Why there? Like, you see, so you're not getting all the orders, all the data. That's why it's worthless, okay? Now, watch what happens when I change the slide. Let me clear this out. And we go to the next one. Now, I want to do a poll question first, okay? So my poll question to you is this. Do you have level 3, okay? So let's do a poll question. Say you guys answer this. I got a little poll that's just been popping up right now. See if you guys have level 3. And be honest, you don't have it. Not in the chat room, James and Anthony, Joyce. There's a poll that should be popping up on your right. Just tell me yes or no. And by the way, if you're a student of Cyber Trade University, I know you're here to always listen in and support CTU. Please don't answer this question because we want to skew the numbers. All right. So I'm going to end the poll and I'm going to share the results. So you can see there's about, with the people that are not sure, you're talking close to about 80% if you don't have it. Okay. Well, to me, that means that's why 80% of people are failing. This is called NASDAQ Total View. Everybody can have access to it. Brokerage firms do offer it, but they won't tell you about it, okay? And why should they? Why should they? Why would they want you to know what they're doing? But this is where it's going to get disturbing. Remember, we're looking at NASDAQ right here, okay? Remember NASDAQ? You see that? NASDQ? Now, you're only looking at this order right here. The top buyer and the top seller. Now you're seeing every single order out there around the world, how many shares, how many orders, you're seeing everything. Think about that for a second. You have a seat on the exchange. When I started on the New York Stock Exchange, you had to pay about close to about $10 million to buy a seat on the exchange. Now, you can get it for $15. And actually, it's going to cost you $9 at the end of this presentation, which is even a better deal than the 15, okay? Which you're going to love. Now, think about this for a second. What is it worth to you if you're able to see about 70 to 80% of all the buyers around the world that are trading the stock that you're in right now? What is that worth? Can anybody tell me? What's that worth to you? To see, think about it a second. Do you think you're smarter than Goldman Sachs? Do you think you're smarter than Morgan Stanley or Bank of America or, the top mutual funds? It's huge, right? I love that. Huge. There you go, Robert. It's actually priceless. Why would you not even want to know that? And let me tell you, if you don't know yet, wait till I show you. So let's look at a stock called PLTR. It's one of the stocks that we trade. It was a fun little stock. And you can see how the stock, right at 9:30, right up here up on top, went from $28, dropped all the way down to 24. When it hit 24, it went right back up to 27. Now, why did it stop at 24? It stopped over here at 26 and went back up, but then it went lower. It stopped at 25, and then it went down to 25.50. Why 24.50? Why couldn't it bounce at 26? I'll tell you why. Look over here at level 2, the level 3. What makes a support level and a resistance level? Buyers and sellers. So for the stock to go up, there must have been a big buyer out there, right? So when you look over here and you're like, wait a minute, there was 58,000 shares looking to be bought at 24.50. Now, just work your way down that list. You got 200 shares, 100 shares, because some of you are looking at this and like, it's a lot of numbers. What am I looking at? 99% what you're looking at, you don't need to look at. You only need to look at one thing, the big block order out there of 21 orders of 58,000 shares at 24.50. That is the number one main reason why it went up. Once again, how do stocks go up and go up? Supply and demand. Apparently there was a big demand there at 24.50, and apparently that demand is what driven the stock from 24.50 to $27. All right. Now, let's look at the opposite. What would make a stock go down? Sellers. Okay. When you look at a chart, do you see sellers? No, you don't see any sellers out there. So how can we predict the future? How can we know that we're not going to be the ones suckered in and getting on the trend down? Well, we got to know where the sellers are. Now we're going to hop over here on level 3 and looking at INO. And as we're working our way down, because remember, a lot of our issues is that some of us don't know when to take a profit. Or more importantly, what we really teach is when to take a loss. When you go down here and you look at it, you got 2,000, 4,000 shares, 7,000. That's a lot more than we might trade of a $41 stock or an $8 stock. But look all the way down. Oh, look at that. 288,000 shares. There are roughly 626 people that make up that big 288,000 shares. I don't know about you, but I don't think I want to be the one that's going to say, oh, we're going to go to 12. Oh, we're going to go to, I'm going to sell my stock at $9.20. Yeah, you know what? That's great. You got to get through that guy first. And you know what? If you didn't get out, look what it just did. And by the way, that chart's a 1 minute chart. You had several minutes because you didn't get out at 9. It went all the way down to 7:30. Like, how many times have you done a trade like, why didn't I sell it? Or why did it go down? Well, guess what? I just answered it. Because there was a lot of orders out there selling. Why are you trading and bucking the trend? The trend is your friend. You don't buck the trend. Most importantly, you don't buck those orders. Now, just really quickly, did I lose anybody yet? Did anyone get lost? Monica has a question. I understand I'm a newbie question, but would it be volume profitable to show these buyers and sellers? How would totally be better than volume profile? Well, this is the, well, are you talking about time and sales? Because we didn't get there yet. Okay, we didn't get there yet. But I'm going to implement that there, and it's going to answer that question. But just think about this for a second. How do stocks go up and go down? It's not supply and demand. It's buyers and sellers, okay? I mean, I'm sorry. It's not support and resistance level. That's what I meant. Everybody's always taught support, resistance. Where's the support level? Where's the resistance level? We don't teach support and resistance level here because support and resistance level does not exist unless that buyer and seller's out there. So most people are always working on the past, but maybe you should be looking at the future. Wouldn't it be cool to look at the future first? Because the past is not always indicative of the future unless those orders are out there. So what I'm showing you, ladies and gentlemen, is what I was taught when I first got started. And it was like, all I kept on saying to myself, I'm like, why was I so stupid? Like, like, how did I not know this? Like, or more importantly, why are more people not talking about it? That's probably your question. You're probably sitting there and like, what? Like, how did I fall into this? Like, why is Fausto, what he's saying makes sense? Why aren't other people talking about it? I'll tell you why, because they're not traders. They were never a market maker. I live here in New York. I was trained by some of the best traders in the world. I was a prop trader. I was a floor trader. That's what we did. Okay. I wasn't some, construction guy or whatever, a gym guy. I don't know, whatever. Somebody just decided I figured out, or a mathematician that came out with some indicator, which is nothing wrong with that, but at the end of the day, who do you want to learn from? Traders? We want to learn from somebody that just came up with a great, sexy indicator that kind of makes sense, and looks right all the time. But you want to be a lagger or you want to be a leader? Okay. Pamela says, I used to be a prop trader. Great inside education. Laughed out loud. Listen, Pamela, I tell you the truth, and I don't know how far back you go as a prop trader, but the reason why I got out of the prop business, I was really good at it. I didn't want to split the profits anymore. But the only way to be successful is that you can't do it yourself. You have to have a team. So if you can understand what I'm teaching you now, could you imagine what it would be like to be in the market? And forget about those stocks I called out, like the CARV and the U1 and the CLOV, like all these stocks, the Newegg. I mean, they're there every day. They're there every day. Let's start off with this one. I'm going to do a new poll. Now, my question to you is this. Is this stock going up or going down? Is the stock going up or down? It's a very simple question. Monica, I know what you're talking about, and we do teach that, something on level 4, but right now that's a little premature. This is more of a beginner of some people that are starting out, but what you're talking about, we have something that's called the CVP that we teach on level 4, and that basically is what you're probably talking about. But I just want to get this on everybody just to see how everyone answers this question. All right, so I'm going to end the poll really quick here. I'll be honest with you, I got about 20, 30% of you didn't answer this question. By the way, if you can't answer this question, okay, you should just basically just quit trading. I mean, and don't mind me being very brash. I have trained and done speaking in front of millions and millions of people. I mean, remember, I've been doing this for 25 years. I've been a guest on so many shows and expos and stuff on panels. If you can't answer this question, you should not be trading. I'm just telling you right now. Don't take it in a bad way, but you should not be trading. Now, I'm going to end the poll. And I'm going to share the results. Most of you said it's going down. And congratulations, you're right. The stock is going down. It wasn't a trick question, okay? If you said it was going up, which I got 3 people said it's going to go up. If you really thought it was going up, I wish they could tell me how you thought it was going up, but I don't see how the stock's going up. The trend is going down, okay? So you basically failed trading 101, all right? And if you really thought it was going to go down, you should quit trading too. Now, for the ones that have said it was going down, okay, what is going to make this stock go up? That's my question. What is going to make this stock go higher? What do we need? Brandon, you're right. Kelly, you're right. Peter, we need buyers. Oh my God. I was like, wow, that was a hard question, right? Now, let's look at the chart. Do you see buyers on a chart? You see any buyers there? Anyone see a buyer? No. So why is everyone so fixated on this chart, for crying out loud? You can't have this, the stock can't go up. You can't have support levels so the buyers are out there. Okay. So you can sit there and you could go 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. You can go back as far as you want. Unless that buyer is there, the stock's going nowhere. All right. So let's go hop in there and look at where the buyers are. Now, we're going to go on level 3. I'm going to look over here. And as you're looking down, 219,000 shares, 73 different people looking to buy it at 1260. What do you think I'm going to do? Short it? I'm going to join them. Okay. So it's all about having a game plan. You see what I'm saying? That's how you become a very good trader. The strategy behind it is knowing where the buyers are and where the sellers are without even looking at a chart, without looking at history. I don't care what you think is going to work. I'm on his side because you know how much money that is right there sitting there? You know what 200,000 shares of a $12 stock is? You know, you want to question that guy? Yeah. Okay. Let me know how that works out for you when you're done. Guess what? Stock came down, hit that big buyer. Buyer triggered the buy and went right back up to 1360. If you were sitting there patiently and you were waiting, you watched, and you got in at that alert of that 1260 right before that guy jumped in, and you sold it a few hours later, could have made yourself a nice buck on 1,000 shares. Dollars, we say here in New York. Made your dollar. Doesn't sound like a lot. $250,000 a year. I'll do that all day. Okay. Hell, if you just got half that, $100,000 salary, I'll do that all day. You see the power of following the money, following the big money. Sounds great, right, Gary? So, Gary, I guess you're going to come join the room and want to see this live. Because listen, it looks great on paper, right? But do you want to see it real and see it happen live in your face for one whole week? I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to every single one of you. Because like I said, we practice what we preach. It's almost like, and think about it. It's not like we're only been talking for about 30 minutes? Hell, I only trade you for after going my quick intro, we only talked about 10 minutes here. Imagine what you're going to see when the market actually does in pre-market. It'll blow your mind. All right, let's have a little fun here. How do you get level 3? Okay, I'm not going to tell you. First of all, I don't want you to get it. Please, nobody buy it because you're going to do more harm than good, okay? Get in my trading room. Let me show you in the market how it works, and then you can worry about buying it, okay? Please. I'm warning you right now. You would cause more damage if you don't let me show you how to do it. Remember, you're like a little kid that's 17 years old. Hey, I can drive a car now. Yeah, great. Let me teach you. I don't need you to teach me. I can do it myself. By the way, if you ever had a chance, I have 3 boys, okay? And some of you are parents here. If you remember training your child how to drive a car the first time, is the scariest thing I ever seen. Let's talk about this stock right here. SKLZ. Where do you think resistance levels would be in theory? Where do you think? Let's see where you guys figure this one out. Where do you think resistance levels would be? What's resistance? Sellers. Where are the sellers located? On the right. Where do you think? Wow, look at that. So far, every single one of you got the answer right. Every single one of you. Yeah. There's 121,000 shares seller looking to sell at $14. Now, just think about this for a second. Did you need an indicator to tell you that? That we're going to hit resistance levels at 1450? Did you need a chart to tell you that? Did you need to look at the news? Did you need to turn the TV on? Do you need to go on your, Reddit account? No. It's there on black and white right there. So that's a lot of shares. What does the chart look like it's doing? Does the stock look like it's going up or down? And please don't start breaking down to me. Oh, it's a double top. It's got, you got 10 soldiers, reds and greens. At the end of the day, you're right. It's going up. It started, it went from 1260, it's going up, okay? And then you might sit there and say, you know what, it hit a resistance, came back down. You could sit there and analyze it, but to really, you could see there in 30 minutes, what is making that stock stop at 1450? But the trend looks like, I mean, the thing looks like it's going to break out. Yeah, let me know how that works out for you, because it didn't do that. And we're right back down to 14. Okay, because that seller was out there at 1450. It hit once, it hit twice, it hit 3 times. How many more times do you need to see it? The guy's not moving. He's not moving. And you think you're going to know more than him? Yeah, let me know how that works out for you. Okay? This is why people that trade, when they think they're smarter than the rest of everyone out there, that's why they blow up their accounts. Now, here at Cyber Trade University, we call these iceberg orders. I came up with this word after watching the movie The Titanic. By the way, very sad story. We all know about the Titanic, right? What happened? Beautiful ship, wonderful people, great people. They're nice, everything. And you know what? They were more concerned about the beauty of the ship than the safety of the ship. And sure enough, that stock hit that iceberg and everybody died on that ship, okay? That's, you don't want to be that person. And that's why, amateurs are more focused on the beauty of what's on top, but never realize, well, if they just paid the right person and got the right education, they probably would notice, holy crap, there's something bigger down at the bottom, which we all know that. Now, Fausto, I heard about these fake orders, and I get so ticked off when people tell me that. I'm like, first of all, there's no such thing of fake orders. It's ain't fake news, all right? Those orders are real. Now, could somebody cancel an order? You could cancel an order if you want to. Nobody's putting a bullet to your head like, oh, no. You put it out there, you got to be good on it. No, anyone could cancel it. But every single order out there is real, okay? How do we know? Now, how do we know if they're getting executed? Well, I am known as a tape reader. I don't know if you guys, I have a book, you can buy it on Amazon. It's called How to Beat Market Makers at Their Own Game. Very fast read, by the way. And if you've probably read any books out there, they say, I hear a lot about tape readers. Yeah, that's what I am. That's what I teach my traders what to be. What is a tape reader? We're looking at the tape, meaning we're looking at the orders and seeing if they're getting executed or they're not. So let's go back and look at SKLZ. Remember that 120,000 share seller out there? Well, he was out there at 1450. It hit it, it came back down. It hit it, came back down. It hit it, it broke through it and went through 1450 and shot up all the way to $16. Well, when you think about it, like, how did it get past it? Well, if you look at the time in sales, look at all the greens. Greens mean that sellers are getting executed. That means people on the offer are actually getting, someone's buying it from them. And that's the confirmation from the exchange that a sale was done. Green, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 2,000, 6,000, 7,000, 2,000, 3. The guy was getting executed. So as a tape reader, I'm like, wow, that's a big resistance levels. But if I start seeing that guy getting executed, I'm like, oh my God, somebody really wants to buy it. I mean, like today, we had a stock, what was it traded? XELA? I saw like a 300,000 share seller out there. The guy got executed. So as much as I thought it was a resistance levels, which it was, but if somebody went out there and bought it from him, I'm like, damn, that's a lot of money. He just dumped. I mean, he must know something than we do, right? So that's basically what tape reading is. So what would happen if we hit a support level breaks, right? Now, listen, that's going up. That's what's going down. So let's look at CLNE. We had that big 110,000 share buyer out there. Now, look, there's not really a lot of buyers, 2,500, 300, 600. I mean, that's a pretty substantial buyer at 1,260. But look what happened. Look at all those orders. 1,290, 1,290, red, 10,000, 2,000, 5,000. The guy got executed. And that's why it held there so long. Eventually, when the guy bought all his shares, the thing crapped out and dropped all the way down to $11. Now, have any of you guys ever felt like somebody's watching you, like when you buy a stock and as soon as you buy it, it goes down, and as soon as you sell it, it goes up? Anyone ever had that problem? Rob's like, yes. Capital. All the time, right, Mike? Anthony, same thing all the time. You know what your problem is? They're not watching you, okay? You know what the problem is? You are not watching them. That's the problem. If you were watching them and seeing what they were doing and stop trying to be a leader and start being a follower, which we were never taught as being little kids, but in trading, I'm telling you, it's the only way you're gonna be successful in trading. You gotta follow the money. And that is what's gonna separate you from being, you know, what most people fail doing, than doing this for a career. Pamela says makes total sense. You know what, Pamela, that's why I love teaching people. I'm glad that you said that, you know, and I'm looking forward to seeing you come join the trading room, because what you're going to be seeing in the trading room, this is going to blow your mind. You're going to be like, you're going to fall off your chair. Like where I've been, where have you been, Fausto, all my life? This is like, I hear, I took courses with this one. I took courses with that one. By the way, we got one big runner right now of a stock that's running up right now in our trading room. We're talking about it. ORCP. This one's running right now. Oh, not to change the subject. Look at that one. Here's a stock that we traded not too long ago. It ran from $4 to $77. Yeah, that's one day. Looks like she's making a move right now. She might get halted. Look at that. 650 all the way to 750. This stock is a very big short squeeze. We're actually just trading in our trading room right now. It just came up on my watch list. All right. So, yeah, we just put in there. Thanks a lot, Rich, for that. All right. So anyway, anybody want to see this live? Anybody want to be able to come join us for a week and see us practice and preach and teach you this stuff moving? Just raise your hand. Give me a yes. All right, good. Listen, I don't want you to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time. Okay. But I'm looking for serious traders that want to learn the art of how the market works. Listen, a lot of you guys are older, you know, and women also, apologize for that. You know, a lot of you want to go out there and you're sick and tired of like I was talking to my father-in-law yesterday. Okay. Came from Florida to staying at my house. And he's like, I put $50,000 in the bank. Okay. He goes, you know what they pay me in interest in 6 months? $4.30. $4.30 he made. I'm like, I'd rather do something with it. You know what I mean? Leaving it at the bank with 0% interest, you know what? But I know a lot of us are afraid to lose it. We don't want to lose it, but you just got to surround yourself with good people that know what they're doing. Let me tell you, it was really hard for me to get a job. It's like going to college. You know, like a lot of us want to, like, I want to go to that school. I got denied. You know what I mean? But you know, some people say, what do I need to go to school? You know what 95% of people do that are trading? What do I need to go to school for? I can go out and do it myself. Oh, yeah, great. Let me know how to do that. You want to be a doctor? They're going to let you practice? Yeah, let me know how that works out for you. Okay? So the thing is this. You got to learn before you can earn. This is actually a picture of me doing a presentation for Charles Schwab. You think Charles Schwab needs Fausto? Yeah, actually they do. You know why? Because they know if they have an educated trader, they'll have a client forever. Most traders blow up their accounts in 60 days to 90 days. That's why we're endorsed and partnered with some of the biggest brokerage firms in the industry. And by the way, at the end of this presentation, don't go anywhere, because we're going to play a video that I was actually teaching this at NASDAQ, at the NASDAQ Center. NASDAQ contacted me. I've been a guest there several times. And, you know, I'm going to continue the training with you. Actually, you're going to see the whole COVID thing, the COVID stocks. Oh, wait till you see. You're going to love that one. I'm going to talk about those. But because they want you to understand how the market works. They're sick and tired of seeing people getting, you know, suckered into a platform or something. You got to know how to trade the market, because you're not going to do this. It's not a weekend in Vegas. You're going to do this for the rest of your life. You got to know how to play the game. So this is what I want. I want all of you guys to come to my original trading room, and I want you to listen, look, and learn. It's the 3 L's, okay? And in that room, we're going to talk about, you're going to watch us pre-market. You're going to watch us. They're going to give you a couple of great training videos. Remember, I want you guys to really know if it's for you or not. You're going to be able to talk to an education advisor. He's going to do a walkthrough. We really take this seriously because remember, my staff, their job is that I don't want anybody in my room that I can't make money with. And if you're not going to be good at it, there's no reason to be there. Okay. But we're going to go over and beyond to make sure that you know exactly what's going on and what exactly you're going to get. You're going to get a day trading video. You're going to get a pre-market watch lists. You're going to get alerts. I'm going to show you how the level 3 works. You're going to watch it live in the trading room. You're going to get a lot of this cool stuff. Now, also you're going to get, here's basically when we start. We start at 7:30. We go to, we do live auto commentary. We do a Q&A session on Tuesday with Josh. People love that. We're going to get an afternoon watch list. We're going to get auto commentary right into the close. You're going to get a lot of content, okay? Now, this is what you're going to have to pay. $9 with a money-back guarantee. Now, some of you are like, that doesn't make any sense. That sounds so cheap. Listen, the $9 is an application fee. That's basically what it is. I don't need your $9. But if you can't afford $9, I always find that if I get somebody to pay something, I get serious traders. I get somebody that wants it for free. I'm wasting their time. They're wasting our time. And believe me, you don't want to waste my time. Okay. I got better things to do. I'm looking for serious traders. So for $9, you're going to get the live trading room, 3 daily market meetings, a morning and afternoon watch list, your own personal education advisor, a weekly live trading session, 100 hours of recordings, all for $9. And as a bonus right now, if you register right now, the first people that register, for a $500 value, I will give you a free coaching class, okay? I'm going to throw that in right now. So go there right now. You got the link. Not only are you going to get the trading room, but you're going to get me on the phone, okay? We're going to talk for a free trial, with that $9. It's a $500 value. Get a 15, 30-minute consultation on it, all that for $9. Now, why what I do for so cheap? What am I, crazy Eddie? No, because I'm looking for serious traders because it's a lot of work to train somebody. I want to make sure that, before we really take this seriously and you want to consider making a career out of it, you want to make sure that we're the right fit, And, that's why we have a 5-star rating on Google. That's why we have a AAA rating at the Better Business Bureau. Okay. So those are very important things that you want to look at. You know what I mean? So go out there, make the trade, and we'll go from there. Now, I got a couple of questions here. As you guys are registering, by the way, very important. When you fill out and you register right now, there's a questionnaire. Please fill it out to your best of your knowledge. If you don't have any answers, write NA. We want to know who you're trading with because we're here to help you. How much money you're trading with. Make sure that you have the right account size to do it. Have you ever got training from someone? Very important. Please let us know. This helps us to help you because we know their styles, okay? And we're going to let you know what makes us separate and different. Listen, would you think you learn less than an hour? Imagine what you can learn in a week. And if you're not happy, you get your money back, okay? Remember, the goal is I'm looking to people I can make 6 figures with, not to make a bunch of $9 trials. Let me see what we got here. It looks like a bunch of you are registering, so I want to do a couple of shout outs. Julie from, what do we got here? Jim from, Chicago, got your registration. Rod from, California, got your registration. All right. What else we got here? David Peterson from Washington, got your registration. Now, remember, guys, fellow traders, when you register, you're going to notice that we have a really nice portal page that you're going to go to. You're going to see the classes there. You're going to see the lessons. You're going to see your education advisor. He's going to know who you are. You're going to make an appointment with him. He's going to take the time to walk you through it. We're very big on customer service, okay? I know some people said, you know what, I can't even call someone on the phone. I just bought a $1,000 class. I can't even talk to anybody. Guess what? We don't do that here. We don't do that. Some people are shocked. They're like, holy crap, this is like the best money I've spent my life, and I learned so much. Well, listen, you got to start somewhere, right? So if you want to know how to follow the big money, you want to know how to be a market maker, like how Wall Street trades, this is what you need to do. A couple other people just registering. Ron Connor got your registration. Pamela, I didn't see you got registered yet. I know you asked me a lot of questions. David, same thing with you. I didn't see. I didn't see. Maybe you're in the middle of registering right now. What do we got here? Any other questions? I have a question, Jason. Yes, absolutely. What's your question? Oh, Pamela, you're registering right now. Okay. Listen, guys, it's $9. I mean, what do you have to lose? You know, if it doesn't work out, you get your $9 back. You know, that's the goal. We have 8 spots left. All right. Do you need to have a large account to trade with? Jason, absolutely not. That is an absolute misconception of why people fail in trading. And this is the reason why a lot of people are like, well, I want to trade stocks, but that's why I'm trading options or futures. That is a complete false narrative. Okay. I showed you, listen, the XELA, the stock I called out earlier, what was it, $2? It ran to $3 to buy 1,000 shares. Would it cost you $2,000? You know, I trade very inexpensive stocks. I don't trade expensive stocks. You know, 25,000 stocks out there. What do you think? Everyone trades Teslas and, well, I can't afford Tesla. I can't afford to trade Facebook or Amazon. There's so many stocks. I don't even trade those stocks. It's ridiculous. You know, you want to do that, do as a swing trade, a long-term investment. But at the end of the day, do you really care what you trade or you want to make money? A couple of more shout outs right here. We got Nancy, just got your registration from Idaho. Welcome aboard. El Talimban, is that you from Texas? Got your registration. Arthur P from Vermont just got your registration. Thank you. Welcome aboard. What do we got here? Someone got a suspicious transaction. Must have been a bad credit card charge. So just fill it out again. We go live every morning at 9 a.m., but our trading room is open up at 8 a.m. There are certain times where you get this called program trading. One's at 7:30, one's at 8, 8:30, and 9. And then obviously the market opens up at 9:30. Sylvia, you could still trade. Yeah, I know you have the day trading rule you're worried about, but you could still take what we've learned. You could apply towards swing trading and investing. Absolutely. Who we got here? Paul J from Tennessee just got your registration. See if people are just registering. Erica P from Bronx, New York. You're right around the block. There you go. Welcome aboard. What else we got here? Are the pattern day trading rules still a 25 minimum? Yes, it is. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know Tasty Trade, friends of mine over there. Tom Sosnoff, the founder of Thinkorswim. I know they're actually working to rescind that rule. It's a very stupid rule. They know it's stupid. That rule is going to probably be gone very shortly, by the way. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? When can I start? That's a great question. So why wait? Just start right away. Get your appointment booked with your education advisor. Get your appointment booked with me, with the education. Get in the room. If you can't, like, I would probably start on Monday. Like, maybe watch some of talk to your education advisor, watch some of the training videos, and then you could see, because there are certain times that are very good times to trade, and there's also some very bad times to trade. There's some good days to trade and bad days to trade. So you get a nice week. By the way, you don't need to be there all week. I'm telling you, there for an hour, that's all you need. You'd be like, I get it, I'm sold. You know what I mean? Or I'm not sold. Listen, the worst thing that could happen is you find out trading's not for you. And that's not a bad thing. You think $9 is expensive? Try ignorance. You can lose $9,000 like that. Okay? Yes, if you register Sylvia today, you could start on Monday. Most people usually do that. You know? I just don't want you to lose it fresh in your mind. Fred, I just got your registration from Pennsylvania. Welcome aboard. All right, look like a bunch of people are filling up their registration orders. Good. All right. Well, Pamela, you know what? Listen, why is everyone concerned about trading S&P futures? Why you got to trade the S&P? First, it's expensive. I would rather trade Newegg. Went from 10 to 40. It's like the S&P. I mean, could you imagine the S&P going up 400% in one day? You know what I mean? Like, you know, you don't have to trade the S&P because that's the only thing you know. You understand? You want to trade that's going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. You're here to make money. You're not here to trade and sit there and because, oh, it's S&P futures. Oh, it's S&P futures. I trade S&P. Oh, I'm too cool for you. Like, what do you want to be with the Joneses, or you want to be, you know, you want to be, you know, trading something that no one else is trading and you're making your day's pay? That's just a very bad way of doing things. You know what I mean? If you were a real estate broker, are you buying the house for yourself, or you're buying it to make money? Okay. If I buy $1 million home to make $50,000, I'd rather buy 10 homes at $100,000 that pays me $20,000. You understand? Like, why would I even risk something so high and lay out so much money with the possibility that thing could still go down $1 million? Okay, you gotta look at it. You gotta trade smart. Nancy, I just got your registration. You're from Delaware, Georgetown, DC. Beautiful. My kids actually go to Delaware. I got 2 boys that go to Delaware University. Looking great. Any other questions? Okay, I see a bunch of people still coming in here. Listen, yes, we're going to cover level 3. We're going to talk about level 4, which we didn't talk about. We're going to talk about how to find those stocks. We're going to talk about how to get in, where to get out. The big thing is we're not here to teach you how to make money. We're here to teach you how to stop losing it. That's everyone's biggest problem, okay? Winners take care of themselves. It's the loser who's have an issue. All right, guys, so listen, don't go anywhere. As you're registering, we're going to play a quick video of me at the NASDAQ Center, which is going to continue talking about how to read level total view. So as some of you are still registering and processing what's going on and still debating on it, why don't you watch the video really quick? And you can still register at the same time. You'll really love it. It's exactly when COVID started. And when all those COVID stocks started took off. Mindora, you know about that one, went from $20 to almost $250. We're going to talk about it. You're going to see how the orders that people buying and selling. It's awesome. You're going to see all this stuff. We do this every day, so don't go anywhere. So guys, thank you very much for listening. Just remember, you got to learn before you can earn. Make sure you got to talk to your education advisor. And if you don't move forward with cyber trading, don't worry. I'm not going to get insulted. I understand it's not for everybody, you know, but do your homework, go shop around if you're still not convinced, and then come back and you'll see why we've been around so long and why our traders are some of the most successful in the industry. So thanks for watching. Enjoy the video. I'll see you all in the trading room.
Welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Fausto Pugliese. He's the founder and president of Cyber Trading University. We're going to take a look at how traders are using Total View. And Fausto, it could not be a better time to have you in with us at Marketplace, because with everything going on, the volatility we've seen in the market since you were with us in the middle of February last time.
That was pretty crazy.
Traders are asking themselves, what's the bottom, what's the top? But as a day trader, you can kind of get an inside look when you're looking at a single stock.
Yeah, what is, Jill, is that, thanks for having me again. And yes, when it comes to day trading, people realize that what happens over the course of the day, which trickles down to a swing trade and to a long-term investment. And my phone's been blowing up. People could ask me, Fausto, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Because we're looking at the market all day. And honestly, this is how you really know when it's the bottom. When you have the worst of the worst of the worst news and just constantly all negative stuff, and the market's not going any lower, that's when you know it's time to buy. So as you see, like, a lot of bad news keeps coming up, and then obviously you saw what happened yesterday when they lowered the Fed rate by a half. It took for a big decline, and all of a sudden the market's up about almost like 900 points so far. Mm-hmm. So and there's still a lot of bad news that's coming out with the coronavirus and everything else, but that's really when you know when you hit the bottom. So for some of the listeners out there that really missed the boat when the market had a big rally, we almost hit 30,000. You know, these are the opportunities. You know, honestly, it is like the same thing I saw back in 2008 when we had the financial crisis. So once you start seeing all the bad news, things start backing up, start going up.
All right, let's take a look at our example here today. We're going to look at ticker symbol MRNA, NASDAQ listed, of course. What are we looking at? Where's the levels that you're looking to sell?
Okay, so listen, what is mRNA? You know, I keep bringing up stocks, and people are like, what does this company do? It doesn't matter. We're just here to make money. The main goal about Total View is you have to understand how it works, how to know where the buyers and sellers are. It's all about supply and demand. That's why it's such a great tool. So we're looking at a chart right here, and we're looking at the stock right here. And the first thing people notice is like the stock's going up beautifully. Nice. Look at the stock. Started this morning. It's at 25.80. It's at 28. Is it going higher? Now the goal is, why does the stock keep breaking out? It hits a resistance, it comes back down. It breaks the previous resistance, keeps going up. How do you know it's going to keep breaking higher highs? And that, what we're going to do this time is we're going to bring a video so you all could see exactly what it's like to see in the real market conditions.
All right, so let's move along to our next slide here. That's exactly what we're doing. Let's take a look at Total View. I'm going to let you take the reins. Tell us what's happening here.
Okay, so we got like a little minute video here. So we're looking at some real time. And the key here is time and sales. These are the transactions that are taking place. We're looking at level 2. Level 2 is basically people get for free, but it doesn't give you the depth of data as Total View does. Now the key here is that you don't see that many sellers out there. You're just seeing the best bid and best offer of that exchange. But you'll notice how the stock keeps going higher. What we need to focus on is where you see the big sellers. And you're looking for big orders. You got 51 different orders out there, right around 28. Things are going so quickly, I try to slow it down. So right around $28.50. So that is really your resistance level. So when you're looking at a stock going out, going higher, you're going to say, is the stock going to break out? So you see it's coming up to this guy right here really quickly. You see it's coming up. It's coming up to this person right here. So 70,000 shares, 5,000 shares. So it's going to come up to that seller. Now the goal is this: is that guy going to get executed? Remember, you have 100 share sellers, 300 shares, 1,000. But you have a big order out there. You want to see if that guy gets executed, and you want to see if that's how it breaks out. Remember, what makes support and resistance levels is buyers and sellers. So you got a seller out there. So we're coming up to that seller right here. Now the goal is to look right here and see if that seller gets executed. And you see it's coming up to the seller, and boom, the guy gets taken out. It's actually executing it. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. See all those trades actions? It took the guy out. Now look how fast the stock goes up. From 250, we're at 260, 270, 280, boom, like that, as quickly as that. That's why it's so important to know where the orders are, know where the resistance, and see if the guy gets taken out. Now, when we get to the next slide, look at it. We're already at 2880.
Yep, and you can see you start to see these 35,000
which
orders.
is exactly. Now, this is the next order. Now, the next question is: here's the next biggest resistance. There's a 33,000 shares for there's 100 different orders out there. Now, then that's where the next resistance level is. So the goal is you hit a resistance. Where's the next resistance? The next resistance is the next biggest seller. So now we're coming up to him, and we're going to see what's going to happen when he gets to 29.
Yeah, it happens so fast.
Well, also, this is about a 5-minute video that I was able to capture when we traded this stock, and I kind of speeded it up over about a minute, so it doesn't move as quickly. Boom, we hit 29, the guy got taken out again, and look at the stock just took off again. And the thing I want to explain to you, Jill, is that, and your listeners have to understand, is that when you have a big seller out there and that guy gets taken out, that is a very big demand. Someone says, oh, wow, I'll take that 30,000 shares, and that's why you get the stock that really, really starts to take off. Now, the next thing is that you're going to get some resistance levels. It's going to start backing off. There's always profit taking going on, right?
Of course.
So when you have profit taking going on, you could see profit taking going on. But the question is it really a profit taking, or is it just people just, or is it really going to go lower? In this case, it's not. Seller got done. Remember, we just watched the stock go from 28 to 29. Now look at it. We're at 29.50 already. Stock just keeps going higher and higher because those sellers are getting executed. As those sellers get executed, that means there's a demand for it. When you see big block orders out there, it makes a bigger demand, and that makes it higher. Now, the next resistance level, obviously, is going to be where we have to focus on where the next biggest orders are. So we got some, I think we freeze, right? We're done?
Nope, we have a little bit more to go here.
We slow down over here. Yep, we're done. So the next video we're going to show.
Yeah, we actually go to our slide here. So this is where you're looking at those levels.
Right. So we're looking at the seller. So we have a 67,000 share seller at 28. So now we have to look what we call iceberg orders.
What does that mean?
Okay. So it's a funny story. So I came up with this word about 20 years ago after watching the movie The Titanic. Okay. Actually, go watch that movie. Very sad movie. I definitely recommend it. So anyway, what happened to Titanic? It hit an iceberg. And the thing is, everybody was focused on the pretty of the ship and above the water. They didn't realize it's not what's above the water, it's at the bottom of the water. Icebergs are really big. So what happened, it crashed and it sunk. So what we're looking for is big iceberg orders, which we call, some people call them big block orders, but when you see a big order, it's called an iceberg order. So now we're looking at a 28.90, and we're looking for a resistance. Once again, stock's going higher. We need to focus on the next resistance level.
All right, and which is on the next chart here. If we take a look, yep.
So here's just a quick little screenshot. So as we're looking at it, you see, it's a lot easier when you're focusing on, when you're just looking at the level, the total view, and it's easy to point it out. Now, please keep in mind, your listeners have to understand, we're fast forwarding this pretty quickly to get to the point. It doesn't move this quickly. But I'm showing right here is just a quick screenshot. What we're focusing on is this big order right here for 73,000 shares, and there's 315 different orders out there making up that 73,000. Now, the thing I just want to point out is I just want to teach everyone a quick little lesson.
Yeah.
Don't ever sell anything at $30. Go out at $29.99. You just cut the line by.
So that's for anything that's at an even number.
Biggest trick I was taught by my mentors when I was younger. Listen, everybody's going to think 30. Everybody's going to think 20. Go out $21.99. You just cut the line by 73,000 shares. That's a very good.
It's like selling a house or buying a house. It's like those incremental psychological levels.
Well, if you remember, if you look at it, the stock has a penny intervals. And so that's a little tip. But the thing is, let's focus on what happens to the 30. No, just right off the bat, you know that's a major resistance levels, and that's what we have to focus on. For the stock to go any higher, it's got to get through that 73,000 share seller on total view.
All right, well, let's take a look at that next slide. See what happens next. Now we're going to get the other piece of the trade.
Okay, so now we're looking at the stock moving. Here's 29.45, 29.48, 62, 67. So the sellers are getting executed. You can see the transactions taking place, but we know that there's that guy sitting right here. And now his order's coming up. Look, he's starting making up the ranking. It's getting up to 30. It's getting close to him. So let's watch what happens. 74, 70. Look at the transactions taking place. It's trying to get there. And by the way, those orders, they're all real. People think like they're fake. Those are real orders. Can a guy cancel it? Of course they can cancel it. But that you have to take very seriously, and that's a real order out there. So now as we're looking at it, and as it's trading, it's trying to get there. Actually, it kind of almost tested it. You see that right there?
Yeah.
See that candle right there? It hit it, and now it's starting to back off a little. Now you're starting to see the red candlesticks. So now that means that the last sale is lower than the previous.
And this works for all kinds of stocks. ETFs, would it work for ETFs also?
ETFs, futures, options, it works the same way. Remember, it's the movement of the stock that makes all those other things. Yes,
right.
ETFs and everything else. You could look up any ETF and it'll come up on total view. Look, now we're down to 29.
Yep.
So my point that I'm getting to is this. If you didn't have a game plan, Jill, and didn't know that seller was out there, and you try to
And actually, if we go to the next slide, this is exactly what you were talking about. There's your level right there.
If you didn't have a game plan and knew that seller was out there, and look at that candle, that stock literally moved. Look how fast it moved in that one bar chart. If you didn't have a game plan to get out there before that guy was out there, and if you didn't what we call shaving, if you didn't shave just before that 30 and cut that line, guess what? You would just look how much money you would have lost. That stock didn't even drop from 30. Look where it went to. 27.30. You would have got crushed on that trade. Because what happens, if that seller's out there and he's not getting executed, he really had to sell that order, Jill. How is he going to get out? He's got to sell to the buyers. If he hits the bid, he's running that stock down, not you and I. Remember, we're not trading 74,000. Someone else is, and it's not one person. We saw it. It was like there was several people out there doing it. And that's how you got to focus on using the total view when you trade in today's volatile markets.
All right. So cool to actually watch it happen in real time. Thanks so much for doing that for us, Fausto.